So there are rules when dealing with fractions and mixed numbers and trying to do them in BEDMAS. So the summary of rules to perform rational number operations. So we are going to change all mixed fractions to improper fractions. I don't want to work with mixed numbers because they're dumb. I would rather work with an improper fraction because I just have a numerator and a denominator. With a mixed fraction, I have a whole number plus plus your proper fraction. So if I have 3 and 1/3, how does that convert into a improper fraction? What does that give me? Gabe? 10 over 3. 10 over 3. Remember, the way to convert this into an improper fraction is you keep your denominator. So my denominator stays 3. And then you're going to take your denominator and multiply it by the whole number. So in this case, we're going to take 3 times 3 and then add 1. So if we follow BEDMAS, 3 times 3 gives me 9, plus 1 gives me 10, which means my answer will be 10 over 3. Okay? So we want to simplify. Yes, Caesar?
You have to always add it by 1, or is it
it's whatever's in the numerator. Oh. So you're going to add whatever's in the numerator. So then you're going to simplify any negative fractions. So remember, when you're working with negative fractions, where do I want the negative sign? So if I have it like this, how do I want you guys to write it? Talia? Yep, so it's going to become negative 3 over 4. So I want you guys to work with this. Yes? In the middle? Yeah, you can put it in the middle as well. The reason why some of you may be confused with it being in the middle is because it is easier to do this which gives me negative 2 over 4, than to do this, negative 3 over 4 plus 1 over 4. The reason being is because some of you are going to accidentally put it in the denominator, and you're going to be like, oh, I have a negative 4 in the denominator and a positive 4 in the denominator. Those are not the same denominators. So that's why I want you guys to keep it on the top like this. It avoids confusion when you're doing subtraction or addition with negative numbers. So do not do this. Okay? And then we're going to follow the rules for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions, which you guys know. And then we're always going to follow BEDMAS. And then the most important part here is to reduce to lowest terms. Okay? Negative 2 over 4, what does that reduce into? Lauren? This is the same thing as saying negative 1 over 2, because I divide both numbers by 2. And the bulk of your quiz will probably be questions like this with BEDMAS. Okay, so you guys should be copying this down. I do make a video, but I want you guys to practice taking notes as well. And I'm also starting to post these videos on my because I have a YouTube channel for math. I'm also starting to post those there. Yep. Made it last year. I have all of my grade 12 classes there. So I got advanced functions and calculus. I'm posting now my grade 11 class and then this class, and then I just need to do better videos for data management because I didn't have the tech last year or 2 years ago to do it. So yeah. Let me know when you guys have copied so I can move on to the examples.
When you're boxing your answers, do you include the equal sign?
Yeah. I like to include my equal sign with the boxed answers. So if you guys want to be super organized and you don't want me looking all over the place for your answer, always have it boxed. That way I know what your answer is, and then I can look at the work and see where you went wrong. Because when I mark, I look at if it's the right answer, then I look at the work. If it's wrong, I look obviously at the answer first, and then I see where you went wrong, and then I mark base according to where you went wrong. Some of you have to work on your organizational skills for when you're writing down your solutions, because sometimes I'm like looking everywhere for them. Let me see if I can show you what a detailed solution would look like with my other courses. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. Don't freak out because it's not grade 9 stuff. This is what a good, like, proper solution looks like. Everything organized up until the end. That is calculus for you.
What grade?
12.
Should take a picture.
Yeah, you should ask your sister to solve one of them. I go hide this because you guys are going to start freaking out about Coke. Okay. So now let's get into like some practice with BEDMAS and fractions. So I have a couple of examples here. So we're going to start with example 1. As you can see, none of them have exponents, so you guys are lucky. I'm going to make one at the end with an exponent. So I have example 1. So in example 1, I have 1 1/2 plus 1 over 6 times 3 over 4. So what is the first thing that I need to do?
It's 1 over that side.
1 over, 2 over 3. Oops. Okay, what do I do first? Hello?
Make the improper fraction. Make the mixed
Mhm.
fractions and improper fraction.
So I need to make this mixed number into an improper fraction. And can someone tell me what that improper fraction will be? Basil?
5 over
Mm-hmm.
5 over 3.
Yep, 5 over 3 plus 1 over 6 times 3 over 4. So according to BEDMAS, what comes next? Shireen. So 1 over 6 times 3 over 4. Can you tell me what that gives me? Lauren? 1 over, okay. So let's start off with just 3 over 24. Okay. So before we go anywhere, should I reduce the 3 over 24 or can I just make my denominator 3 in terms of 24? Because if I reduce it, Lauren, to 1 over 8, isn't my lowest LCD still going to be 24? Yeah. So you can reduce it, that's fine. But when you reduce it, your LCD is still gonna be 24. So you're basically doing double the work. So my lowest common denominator in this case is going to be 24. And what do I need to multiply my first fraction by to get the 24? Aaron, 8. Okay. So what does my first fraction become? What's the answer to that? Thank you. 40 over 24 plus 3 over 24. And what is my final answer? Lance? 43 over 24. Can I reduce this, or is it in simplest terms already? Look at the number 43. Is that a prime number? Yeah, so I cannot reduce this any lower than it goes. So 43 over 24 is going to be my final answer. Any questions so far about fractions and BEDMAS? Yep. Nope, leave them as improper. So leave, I'm going to put it here. So leave answer as improper fraction. So you guys can copy this here while I write the next question. So I'm going to give you one more example from here, and then I'll give you my own that has an exponent with it. Because some of you got the exponent one on the review quiz, some of you didn't, so I'm going to practice one with an exponent. So from the handout, I'm going to do example 3. So example 3 says 2 1/4 minus 1 1/5 divided by 1 over 2. So again, who can tell me what step 1 is? Basil. Okay, can someone tell me what 2 1/4 changes to? Aaron. 9 over 4. And someone else tell me what 1 1/5? Daniel?
6 over 5.
6 over 5 divided by 1/2. So according to BEDMAS, what would come next? Lance? Pardon? Do we have any exponents? We have brackets, right? So we're going to do the brackets first, which is my subtraction on the inside. So I have 9 over 4 minus 6 over 5. Different denominators. We have to figure out what my LCD is. What would my lowest common denominator between 4 and 5 be? Yes, thank you, Caesar. 20. So to get from 4 to 20, I multiply by 5. To get from 5 to 20, I multiply by 4. So what do my new fractions become? What does the first one become? Lauren? 45 over 20. And my second one? Aaron? 24 over 20 divided by 1 over 2. So now I can subtract my numerators because my fractions are the same. So what does my subtraction become? 45 over 20 minus 24 over 20. What's my answer, Basil? I get 21 over 20 divided by 1/2. And what's the rule for division? Aaron? So I get 21 over 20 times 2 over 1. And what would my final answer be? Basil? 42 over 20. Yeah. Now the question becomes, can I simplify? Can you simplify in this case? Yes. Yeah. So what can I divide 42 and 20 by? That gives me whole numbers. Aaron? 2. And as Aaron said, my answer becomes 42 divided by 2 is 21, and 20 divided by 2 is 10. So my final answer is 21 over 10. Any questions, thoughts, concerns, complaints? Okay, once you've copied that down, I'm going to give you one of my own. I'm not going to make it too complicated, hopefully. Okay. So I'm going to move down and I'm going to give you guys my example. So, extra example. So I want you guys to try out this. So I'm going to have 2 over 5 divided by 1 over 3 to the power of 2 plus 1 over 4 times 2 over 6 minus 3 over 2. So I want you guys to give that a try. So just follow your BEDMAS steps and you should be good. Remember, when I have an exponent and a fraction, so I'm going to take the example 3 over 4, how do I compute that? Let's see if you guys remember from before. Where does the exponent go to? Thalia, I thought you have the answer, maybe? It goes to one number or both numbers? It goes to both numbers. So it goes 3 over 2 over 4 over 2, which is 9 to the power of 16. Or 9 over 16, sorry, whoops. So here you have division, so you would do your division first, and then you would put the exponent to both numbers. So for the first one, do your division first before you do the exponent. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to just work on that. So remember with division, I need to, what the hell just happened? Oh, damn. Yeah. So remember with division, I have to flip my second fraction. So I get 2 over 5 times 3 over 1 to the power of 2 plus 1 over 4 times 2 over 6 minus 3 over 2. So now I can do both of my brackets. So can someone tell me what 2 over 5 times 3 over 1 gives me? Okay, so what's 2 over 5 times 3 over 1? Anyone? 2 over 5 times 3 over 1? Athalia? 6 over 5 to the power of 2. And someone tell me what 1 over 4 times 2 over 6 is. Lauren? Yep. So we're going to stick with 2 over 24 for now. So 2 over 24. And then we have minus 3 over 2. So what we can do is now we can do my exponent with the fraction. And as Lauren said, I can divide both of these by 2, and I get a simplified fraction over here. So what's 6 over 5 to the power of 2? What does it give me? Athalia? Over? 36 over 25 plus 1 over 12 minus 3 over 2. So now I need to figure out what my LCD is. So what is my lowest common denominator in this case over here? If you got a big number, that is completely fine. Lauren? 300? Did we all get that as well? 300? 300? No. Some of you got 600 because you didn't simplify the 2 over 4. So 600 is also fine, but if you got 300, that is also fine as well. So we can use 300 as our LCD. Some of you use 600, which is fine. Like I said, do not worry about that. All you had to do was simplify at the end. So what do we multiply 25 by to get the 300? A simple way to do this is you just take 300 and divide it by 25, and that would give you the number you multiply by. Aaron? 12? 300 divided by 25. Yep, 12. What do I multiply 12 by to get to 300? Anyone? Lauren? 25. Shireen, do you have a question? And what do I multiply 2 by to get to 300? Basil. This one was a pretty mean question. I did not expect that denominator to be that big. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow BEDMAS again. So addition and subtraction, so work from left to right. So my LCD here is 300. So now I'm gonna start with my first two. So 432 plus 25, 457 over 300. Minus 450 over 300. And what is my final answer going to be? 7 over 300. So again, take a couple of minutes to copy that down and try to understand it.